In this video, we'll be taking a look at the Super Bowl 59 game happening on February 8, 2025, and providing you with a free team pick and total pick for this game. So 2 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on the Super Bowl 59 game after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Kansas City Chiefs versus Philadelphia Eagles. Super Bowl 59 will feature an exciting rematch between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles, revisiting the showdown from Super Bowl 57. This highly anticipated game promises to deliver another thrilling chapter in the rivalry between these two powerhouse teams. The Kansas City Chiefs, the two-time defending champions with a record of 17-2 straight up and 9-10 against the spread, secured their spot in the Super Bowl by defeating the Buffalo Bills 32-29 in the American Football Conference Championship. They entered the game as -1 favorites at home. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia Eagles, boasting a record of 17-3 straight up and 13-7 against the spread, dominated the Washington Commanders 55-23 in the National Football Conference Championship as -6 favorites at home. Both teams have demonstrated their dominance throughout the season, setting the stage for an epic clash. In their previous encounter during Super Bowl 57, the Chiefs emerged victorious by a narrow margin of 3 points. However, the Eagles had previously defeated the Chiefs in Week 11 of the last season by 4 points, showcasing the competitive balance between these teams. The Chiefs earned their place in the Super Bowl by defeating the Houston Texans and the Buffalo Bills as the top seed in the American Football Conference. On the other hand, the Eagles advanced by overcoming the Green Bay Packers, Los Angeles Rams, and Washington Commanders in the National Football Conference playoffs. The Philadelphia Eagles concluded the regular season with an impressive 14-3 record and are riding high after a commanding 55-23 victory over Washington in their most recent game. The Eagles took a 27-15 lead into halftime and added 28 more points in the second half to secure a decisive win. They outgained Washington 459-350 in total yards, won the turnover battle 4-0, and converted 5 of 10 third-down attempts. Prior to this game, the Eagles defeated the Los Angeles Rams 28-22 and the Green Bay Packers 22-10 in their first 2 playoff matchups. Philadelphia has won 15 of their last 16 games, with their only loss during that stretch coming against Washington in a 36-33 defeat. The Eagles' offense has been potent, averaging 27 points per game, with 187.9 passing yards and 179.3 rushing yards per game. Defensively, they have been equally impressive, allowing just 18 points per game this season. The Kansas City Chiefs finished the regular season with a stellar 15-2 record and are coming off a hard-fought 32-29 victory over the Buffalo Bills in their last game. The Chiefs led 21-16 at halftime, but found themselves trailing 22-21 in the third quarter. The game was tied at 29 in the fourth quarter before Kansas City secured the win with a late field goal and a crucial defensive stop. Despite being outgained 374-368 in total yards and losing the turnover battle 1-0, the Chiefs managed to convert 5 of 9 third-down attempts. Earlier in the playoffs, Kansas City defeated the Houston Texans 23-14, even though they were outgained 336-212 in that game. The Chiefs have won 8 of their last 9 games, with their only loss during that stretch coming against the Denver Broncos in the final game of the regular season, where they rested key starters. Offensively, Kansas City has averaged 23 points per game, with 222.4 passing yards and 105.3 rushing yards per game. Defensively, they have allowed 19 points per game this season. Super Bowl 59 marks a rematch between the same two teams that faced off just 2 years ago in a thrilling 38-35 game. The Kansas City Chiefs emerged victorious on that day, securing their 3rd Vince Lombardi trophy despite a near-perfect performance from Jalen Hurts and the Eagles leading at halftime. Patrick Mahomes played through an injured ankle leading up to the championship game, but as usual, he rose to the occasion when it mattered most, making critical plays to secure the win. Kansas City enters this game aiming to achieve a historic three-peat, while Philadelphia seeks redemption for their loss in Super Bowl 57. The Chiefs have not always looked dominant this season, but they have consistently found ways to win, especially with Mahomes leading the charge. Philadelphia, on the other hand, showcased their dominance in their recent win over Washington, but rely heavily on their ground game and star running back Saquon Barkley. While Hurts looked sharp in the victory over Washington, the Eagles' passing attack will face a tough test against Kansas City's defense. Many fans and analysts believe this could be Philadelphia's year to claim the Super Bowl title. Saquon Barkley, the Eagles' all-world running back, has revitalized his career since joining the team, nearly breaking Eric Dickerson's single-season rushing record with 345 carries for 2,005 yards. In the National Football Conference Championship game against Washington, Barkley made an immediate impact, scoring a touchdown on his very first play from scrimmage. Jalen Hurts benefits from one of the NFL's most reliable offensive lines and a talented group of receivers. Defensively, the Eagles have undergone a remarkable transformation under the guidance of veteran defensive coordinator Vic Fangio. With standout performances from players like defensive tackle Jalen Carter and a strong supporting cast, Philadelphia has held 3 elite offenses to just 55 points in 3 postseason games. The Eagles rank first in several key defensive categories, including opponent points per game, yards per play, and yards per pass. Their run defense is also solid, allowing just 104.4 yards per game, ranking 8th in the league. The Chiefs will undoubtedly face a formidable challenge against this well-rounded Eagles team. On paper, the Eagles appear to have the stronger case for victory this season. Kansas City's offense has not been as dominant as in previous years, ranking 12th in points per game, 23rd in rushing yards per game, and 19th in yards per pass. Their passing attack, once considered explosive, ranks 15th in passing yards per game. Defensively, however, the Chiefs have been more consistent, ranking in the top 10 in several key categories, including opponent points per game, points per play, yards per rush, and red zone touchdown percentage. As history has shown, what ultimately matters in the Super Bowl is which quarterback can perform at the highest level in critical moments and which defense can make game-changing plays. In both respects, the Kansas City Chiefs, led by Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, are exceptionally well equipped. Mahomes has repeatedly demonstrated his ability to deliver in clutch situations, and defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo is renowned for his ability to devise effective blitz packages and secure crucial stops. If given the opportunity to bet on Michael Jordan in his prime, most would not hesitate. Similarly, betting on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in this Super Bowl feels like a safe choice. While some argue that Philadelphia has the better overall roster, the presence of Mahomes tilts the scales in Kansas City's favor. The Chiefs lost only 1 game all season with Mahomes on the field, and they are poised to continue their winning momentum. Despite injuries to their receiving core, the Chiefs still have Travis Kelce and have effectively utilized players like Xavier Worthy and DeAndre Hopkins. The primary concern for Kansas City is containing Saquon Barkley, but the Chiefs' top 10 run defense, which allowed just 101.8 yards per game this season, should help mitigate his impact. Defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo's aggressive blitz packages will likely force Philadelphia into third and long situations, putting pressure on Jalen Hurts to make plays through the air. Hurts has struggled in this regard, passing for under 135 yards in 2 of the Eagles' 3 playoff games. The Eagles' reliance on the tush-push play will not be enough to secure a victory in a game of this magnitude. Big games require big plays from star players, and Mahomes is poised to lead the Chiefs to an unprecedented three-peat in Super Bowl history. Travis Kelce has been a standout performer in the playoffs and is expected to have another impactful game in the Super Bowl. The matchup between Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes is a head-to-head battle of elite quarterbacks, and Mahomes' experience and track record of success in the Super Bowl give him the edge. The Chiefs' defense is also expected to play a pivotal role, creating turnovers and making key stops when it matters most. Love them or hate them, the Kansas City Chiefs have proven time and again that they know how to win, and betting against them in this situation would be unwise. While the Eagles have had a stronger season overall, it is difficult to bet against the Chiefs' playoff and Super Bowl experience, so the Kansas City Chiefs money line is our full game side pick. When analyzing the total points for Super Bowl 59, statistics can be misleading. On paper, the defenses of both teams appear formidable. Philadelphia's defense has been dominant for much of the season, with no quarterback throwing for over 300 yards against them since Week 4. They rank second in the league, allowing just 184.9 passing yards per game, and have maintained their strong performance in the playoffs, giving up 245.6 passing yards per game. While their run defense is not always elite, the Chiefs' rushing attack has been relatively modest this season, ranking 31st in yards per carry. On the other side, the Chiefs' defense has peaked at the right time, recording 10 sacks and allowing just 414 passing yards in 2 playoff games against C.J. Stroud and Josh Allen. However, containing Saquon Barkley, who averages 125 rushing yards per game, will be a significant challenge for Kansas City. Despite their strong run defense, the Chiefs have struggled against elite running attacks in big games, most notably against Baltimore and Pittsburgh. While defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo will have his unit prepared, Barkley and the Eagles' offensive line present a formidable challenge. Even if the Chiefs manage to limit Philadelphia's ground game, it is unlikely to significantly reduce the overall scoring. Both defenses would need to dominate consistently throughout the game to keep each offense under 21 to 24 points, which seems improbable. The Eagles boast one of the most explosive offenses in the league, ranking 5th in points per play, and could take a lead at halftime, as they did 2 years ago. However, Mahomes and the Chiefs' offense are known for their ability to respond in critical moments. The synergy between Andy Reid and Mahomes is unparalleled, and the team's chemistry is a key factor in their success. Reid's creative play calling, including laterals, screens, and trick plays, has been a hallmark of the Chiefs' offense in big games. Kansas City's success on third downs, with a 48.19% conversion rate and an even better performance in the American Football Conference Championship, further underscores their ability to sustain drives and score points. Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis are standout defensive linemen for the Eagles, but their strengths lie in stopping the run, which is not a primary focus of the Chiefs' offense. Kansas City will still need to find ways to contain Patrick Mahomes through the air, a task that is easier said than done. Both teams have reached the Super Bowl because their quarterbacks have minimized turnovers, valued every possession, and finished drives effectively. Mahomes and Hurts have not thrown a single interception in their 5 playoff games this season. Barkley has been a game changer for the Eagles, as evidenced by his 60-yard touchdown on his first touch in the National Football Conference Championship. His success will be crucial for Philadelphia to sustain drives and put points on the board. To defeat Mahomes, the Eagles will need to score multiple touchdowns and avoid playing conservatively against the future Hall of Famer. Historically, the under has a slight edge in Super Bowl history, with a record of 29 to 28. However, the last 5 Super Bowls have seen an average of 51 points per game, indicating a trend toward higher scoring contests. When these two teams met in Super Bowl 57, they combined for 73 points, and with the Eagles' improved running game, another high-scoring affair is likely. Philadelphia has averaged 35 points per game in the postseason, while Kansas City has averaged 27.5 points per game. In their 3 Super Bowl victories, the Chiefs have averaged 31 points per game. While both teams have strong defensive elements, neither is considered overpowering, and both have adopted a bend but don't break approach in the playoffs. No defense has consistently stopped Philadelphia or Kansas City when it matters most this season. The last 8 Super Bowls have been evenly split between overs and unders, but this game is expected to be a high-scoring contest featuring 2 potent offenses. The matchup is likely to evolve into a back-and-forth battle between 2 elite quarterbacks, reminiscent of the American Football Conference and National Football Conference Championship games. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.